and it's Hope who's the aggressor at the beginning.
Battle Royale!
Battle Royale.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cinematic Adventures and part 2 of our Cinematic Adventures Battle Royale of 90s and nostalgic cartoons. If you guys didn't check out part 1, make sure you guys check it out. It's in the link in the description below, and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Round 1 was very interesting, and we had a ton of fun doing it. So round 2 is going to be just as much fun with slightly less graphics because I got tired halfway through. But make sure you guys check it out, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the video.
All right, moving on. So we now know who won the East Coast part of this bracket, West Coast part of this bracket. We were on to the East Coast. So our first matchup over here is Pepperan versus Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. Come on.
What are you looking at me for?
Pepperan. Pepperan.
All right.
No, there's the Rescue Rangers.
All right.
I was just gonna let it go.
You're mixing it. You're mixing it, guys. All right. We got the Hercules animated series versus Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, no. So I don't know if you guys knew, Hercules did a crossover with the Aladdin show.
I did not, Paul.
Sandiego.
Please talk about it.
There is a scene where Aladdin swings into Hercules, like trying to kick him,
Yeah.
and just stops, and he falls backwards. He's like, "Oh no," because Hercules is super strong. I'm gonna go Carmen Sandiego though.
Yeah.
I love that franchise growing up, like the game show, the video games. Like I was all about it.
Yeah.
Never caught Carmen Sandiego, that crafty bitch, but
She was in San Francisco.
she was probably.
He's always in San Francisco.
Yeah, but I love it. I think even more as an adult, like you look at like the names of like the stupid characters,
Just in
like
time.
yeah, like some of those were really funny, and just it was another example of like we were learning stuff and we were engaging, and it was
Yeah.
in the guise of it was video games that were good for you.
I was say it made learning fun.
Mhm.
You make learning fun, Ronnie.
Hey. Oh, wait.
Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, Carmen Sandiego was one of those properties that I think they had so many different versions of it. You had the
Yeah.
cartoon show, you had the live action game show, you had the computer games, which I remember playing the most. Like, it was like if you found her two bumbling, like
Yeah.
sidekicks, you knew you were on the right track, that type of thing. But I mean, obviously geography was a big factor of learning what to do with that. So gotta go with Carmen Sandiego. And then as I've said, I think Aladdin is the best of the Disney movies that were turned into TV shows. All right, we got Rocket Power. Yes. Versus SpongeBob SquarePants.
Rocket Power.
Yeah.
Oh, Ronnie's having an actual crisis right now.
I'll give you more time to think. I'm gonna go with Rocket Power. I
For a second, I thought you were just making it into a full sentence. Just to get in this.
So, fun fact. Again, originally, I was not going to include either of these shows because they didn't air until 1999. So I feel like they're more 2000 shows than they were 90s shows. Because when I originally wanted to do this, I wanted it to just be 90s.
Don't be such a shooby, you squid.
I know.
God.
But yeah, no, I think Rocket Power was
I'm
it
dying
was a
inside.
nice. It was like the beginning of the post Rugrats Doug era of cartoon shows on Nickelodeon. It was it was like, all right, this is kind of fun, and it has that trope of the new kid trying. Oh, what are these extreme sports? Because X Games was big at the time.
It was the era of the extreme sports. Like we talked
Tony
about it in an
Hawk.
extremely
Yeah.
goofy movie.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, Brink, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mighty
Wanna
Ducks.
pick?
I didn't pick yet.
You got to pick, man. Because I got to make a decision. If you're going to go SpongeBob, I got to think of my...
You
Wait.
should probably just think of it to begin with, and he might not have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to know. That's the whole point. I'm not supposed to,
So
Oh, wow, this is
this is tough.
Longevity.
Uh,
And you really could use that logic here because
or if we were to put on an episode of one or the other, which one would you want to watch?
depends on what timeline of SpongeBob you want to watch.
That's true.
yeah.
Stop giving Ronnie answers.
This could have been like a final for me. Like this.
So
could have
Ronnie, if
been
I
in
told you that
finals.
upstairs SpongeBob is playing and downstairs Rocket Power is playing, where are you gonna go?
I would probably go down here because I
Check
haven't
episode.
because I haven't seen Rocket Power. Because SpongeBob is still on, so you can still see SpongeBob here
Yeah.
and there. But Rocket, damn. If it was Kid Me, Rocket Power, hands down. I didn't really watch SpongeBob until a lot older. because it wasn't really a big thing when it first started. It wasn't until like the late 2000s that it really kind of popped up and was really big. It was more big for, in my case, my younger brothers, while Rocket Power is more for us. I'm going Rocket Power.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
I was actually, if you went SpongeBob, I was gonna go SpongeBob with you, and I had a whole legitimate reason. I was like,
well, why SpongeBob? Why would you say SpongeBob?
So Rocket Power is a perfect snapshot of that late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
as Paul just said, with the, X Games and the rollerblading and the skateboarding.
It was a magical time.
It was, I mean, it was, and it's a great show. I defend SpongeBob because I do think that first 4 or 5 seasons, there are some freaking hilarious episodes of that show. Again, much like Family Guy, much like The Simpsons, I think it's just been on way too long, and it's just gotten so ridiculously dumb.
It has its funny moments past season 5.
Yeah.
Where it is still a good quality show. No reason for me to watch it now, so I haven't watched it in God knows how long.
Yeah.
But I do know, like, for the first 8 years or so, it was good.
It was clever.
Good. Yeah.
I love Squidward. Squidward is just one of those characters.
Yeah.
That's because we all turned into him.
Yeah.
Not really. Not that bad. I'm not supposed to be here today.
That's fair.
All right. So Rocket Power moves on. All right. We got the Little Mermaid TV series versus Superman, the animated series.
Superman, the animated series. I don't even remember the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I don't. I
Superman.
remember it used to be on the Disney Channel, I'm sorry. It was I think it was Channel 11 used to have all the Disney
WB?
cartoons on them, the afternoon Disney movies stuff.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know
Superman.
Little Mermaid was a TV show.
I know it was
All right,
Superman.
Superman moves on. I can't even defend Little Mermaid. I mean, again, I don't even remember the plot lines of that show. What did they do?
Yeah.
Like, what
Probably
was-
swam.
All right, we got the Powerpuff Girls versus Rugrats.
Rugrats.
I'm gonna go with Rugrats. Yeah,
I thought he was gonna say Powerpuff.
I thought he was too.
I haven't seen Powerpuff Girls.
I liked it as a kid, and it's still. I think
didn't.
for the most part, it still holds up.
Blossom, Buttercup.
And
I didn't watch
Bubbles.
Powerpuff
Bubbles,
Girls.
thank you.
Again, I feel like that just came out just right around the time I was just not interested.
I wanted to watch the live action show that they were doing at the CW, and it went through production hell and cancellation and all this, just because I love. Who's the girl from Avengers? Not Avengers, from Agents of Shield, the main girl. She was supposed to be Blossom, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, very interesting
What,
cast.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Did you show you how bad it was with Powerpuff Girls when you guys had a fan feedback Friday about picking your team? I had to look up what's the redheaded one girl's name called.
That was Blossom.
All right, we've got the Mighty Ducks animated series
You put that on here.
versus Tailspin.
Oh,
I know my decision, but
I
think
watched
Tailspin.
I watched the Mighty Ducks more.
really. All right.
Yeah.
Tailspin, Mighty
Tailspin.
Ducks, Brendan.
I enjoy the Mighty Ducks more. I'm gonna go with Mighty Ducks.
All right, this is like my first real big decision. I'm gonna take Tailspin.
Oh, all right.
I love Tailspin. I love that show because it's like watching a 30s and 40s classic movie, like
Yeah,
Casablanca-ish kind of feel to it, like those old serials and stuff. I love it. Plus, it's like the Jungle Book characters, and I love the Jungle Book is so underrated to me. I love the
100%.
Jungle Book.
Mhm.
Oh, we got to get producer Melanie down here for this one.
She's not coming down here.
Oh, we got the Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa versus Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears.
Do you remember the Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa?
Do I remember it? I think I remember it more than Gummy Bears.
Oh, that's
Gummy
right.
Bears is like Gummy Bears for him is probably just I don't know if it was on when he was
Probably not. To me, it's Timon and Pumbaa because I think those are two of the greatest characters ever in Disney.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna take Gummy Bears. That was my show as a kid.
Yeah.
Every morning on the Disney Channel was the Gummy
Yeah,
Bears.
you and my wife oddly bonded over that.
We did. We sang the theme song together. It was a magical moment.
No alcohol was involved.
No, I was drunk. I was drunk.
The first time.
I was drunk that night. That was the night Joe and Daniela were like gone. We were all gone that night.
I don't know what you're talking about. Keep going.
All right. We got Batman Beyond versus Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Shut up, Ryan. Just shut up.
I'm going Courage.
Dude, reasoning?
Name one other character in that show.
There aren't. No, there's just the
husband
old
and
guy.
wife.
Yeah, that's
Husband and
it.
wife. All right.
But I did like Courage the Cowardly Dog. It
was a fine show.
It was dark.
It was so
and
depressing.
It was like dark
Mhm.
humor before dark humor was a thing. I don't know. I just
Cartoon Network had those shows where they were not geared
Oh, yeah.
to like
Yeah.
little kids. They tried not to be Nickelodeon. They
Yeah.
were like, this has got to be like your
for the teenagers.
10, 11,
Yeah.
12-year-olds who, kind of get the humor a little more.
Mhm.
That or again, they were trying to do more of like what the Flintstones and the Jetsons did, where they told things that went over the kids' heads.
Yeah,
a little
no,
bit,
exactly.
like those shows did.
I am going to go Batman Beyond, even though I didn't watch it on a regular basis. It's Eric Matthews.
And Kevin Conroy.
Kevin
Kevin
Conroy.
Conroy does come back as Batman.
And Return of the
absolutely.
Joker. Chef's kiss.
Okay.
Courage,
All right.
courage.
So now we got Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego versus Darkwing Duck?
That's tough. I'm actually going to go Darkwing Duck on that one.
Ooh.
I loved Darkwing Duck as a kid.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I'm gonna go with Carmen Sandiego.
That's a tough one. This is a really tough
I
one.
can see that. I guess for me, Darkwing at times was a little too silly for my liking with some of the antics. So
Ooh, Sean, who'd win in a fight? Carmen Sandiego on the run from Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be the ultimate. Oh wow, that'd be a lot of fun.
that would be.
I would love it.
Miss
That-
Frizzle, she's got
girl
magic.
bite.
not even that crossover where they have to like go country to
Yeah.
country and they're learning about. Oh my god,
How did they not?
some Hollywood write this.
we should write
Miss
this.
Frizzle has magic.
But Carmen Sandiego is Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is
But-
Carmen Sandiego?
San Francisco. We already established this.
She got away.
All right. So we got a vote for Darkwing. We got a vote for Carmen Sandiego. Ronnie, what are you going with here?
I'm gonna go with Darkwing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All
There we go.
right.
I'm gonna because technically I should only break the tie, but I agree with Darkwing. I would have
Okay,
gone
all right. I
Darkwing. I'm just saying.
I don't know your opinion if you don't tell
Well,
me.
you can't break a tie for
All right.
3 people.
Communication.
No, I hate you.
Technically, his biased answers are the real reason. No.
All right, we got Rocket Power versus Superman, the animated series.
Rocket Power.
Superman the animated series.
Superman. You can disagree.
After the amazing existential crisis that Ronnie had 5 minutes ago, I would not hold it against you just for Ronnie's standing.
No, but this is legitimate for me. I did not watch Superman as much as Batman, so I gotta go Rocket Power. I mean, for that 2-year span, Rocket Power was like the show. For
Yeah.
me. I loved it.
Until they changed Squid's voice.
I don't recall that though.
I do. It was bad. Shoobies.
All right, we got Rugrats versus Tailspin.
Rugrats.
Rugrats.
I'm just, I listen. Rugrats is one
Rugrats
of the
is
greatest,
iconic.
but I love Tailspin. So much.
Sometimes you just don't want responsibilities anymore.
All right, we got Gummy Bears versus Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
I hate you all.
I should have said Gummy Bears. Just have Sean.
The pendulum's swinging back hard.
Your old soul is showing again.
It is. I love it.
Get them to choose them.
I love it. All right, Darkwing Duck versus Rocket Power.
Rocket Power.
Darkwing Duck versus Rocket Power. I'm going to give it to Darkwing on this one.
Oh, this is a hard one for me.
We're actually just trying to ruin your life.
I love Dark. I know. I mean, hey, it's fair. I love this. This is fun. I love Darkwing Duck, but I think Rocket Power is the better of the two.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
Rocket Power.
All right. Rugrats versus Batman Beyond.
Rugrats.
Rugrats. Love Batman Beyond. I can watch it anytime, but Rugrats was such a defining moment of so many of our childhoods.
Yeah.
And the movie's pretty good too.
No, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold out for Batman
The
Beyond.
tape.
All right,
What was that?
I'm
The
gonna-
orange.
The orange tapes.
That was Nickelodeon. Orange
Yeah.
VHS tape. I gotta go Rugrats here because
And that's fine, yeah.
that is. I mean, I'm not a fan of the movies. Really, honestly, I feel like the movies kind of. I didn't care for the
I thought
Rugrats
I
movie.
thought the first one was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was too. It wasn't just. It was. I don't know. Just didn't do it for
What
me. I
about the
hated dill.
grown-ups?
I hated dill.
No, that was the point. You weren't supposed to
Yeah.
like dill.
I hated dill. Dill pickle. God, who does that to their child?
You know what's even crazier? Apparently, the parents were only 33 years old.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
And you know what's even crazier is it was all made up in Angelica's head.
Oh, no.
Heard
Let's
that
not
theory,
get-
too.
yeah,
I've heard
let's
that
not
theory.
go down that road.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking
That's
theory.
a
I
rough one, yeah.
don't want to go down that road. All right, guys. I think this is for the winner of not the winner overall, but the winner of this side of the bracket. We have Rocket Power versus Rugrats.
Rugrats.
I'm going to go with Rugrats.
Come on, Ronnie.
I'm going to me, I would rather watch Rocket Power, but I understand.
You gotta choose.
A baby's got to do what a baby's got to do.
I'm saying I would rather watch Rocket Power. However, Rugrats is the better show.
Rugrats just so iconic. It's so iconic.
Good. So good.
Alrighty. Alrighty, on to the next side of the bracket. We have The Adventures of Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man.
Okay,
with
90s
Christopher
Spider-Man.
Daniel Bond
Yeah.
with Spider-Man. There's so many different shows.
So many,
I want to make sure I got the ones correct. Versus Tiny Toon Adventures.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
I love Tiny Toons.
Yes.
And it's a tough one. It is a very tough one, and I would understand, Sean. I totally do.
I gotta break it on Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons was just so amazing for me.
Yeah.
I loved it. How I spent my summer vacation is still I still watch it.
I know
It's
you
so
do.
good.
Yeah.
We're talking about iconic bits. Then I do always feel like the way they handled the symbiote saga in the animated Spider-Man show to me is a definitive way.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about iconic things, I just want to put that out there on the record. Moving on.
No, that Spider-Man TV show I think is probably the gold standard of
It introduced the Spot before the new Spider-Man movie did.
oh god.
The Spot.
All right, we got Futurama versus Dexter's Laboratory.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Dexter's.
Oh, Futurama.
Oh, all right.
I'm surprised you guys want to go Futurama.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I was never a big Futurama fan. I like Dexter's. I gotta break it on Dexter. I'm
To
sorry.
me, Dexter's voice is just too annoying.
Did you ever see the side-by-side picture of the Dexter's Laboratory characters and the Big Bang Theory characters? And
Yes.
like the same.
The same
Yeah, I
exact
heard
thing.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We got Care Bears versus X-Men.
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 I really wanted Care Bears
I
and
know.
Gummy Bears.
Bear versus Bear. Who
Yep.
wins?
Nah, X-Men. Yeah.
All
X-Men.
right. I was such a Care Bears fanatic when I was because again, Disney Channel used to show Care Bears, but X-Men, I didn't watch it as a kid. I've watched it once Disney Plus came around, and it's really, really
So good.
Really do enjoy it. All right, we got Back to the Future, the animated series.
God, which I vaguely remember. Say Bill and Ted. Say Bill and Ted.
No, I
Oh.
don't have Bill and Ted on this list.
Damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
I remember that.
Bobby's World.
Oh, I'm gonna go Bobby's World.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bobby's World.
All right, I agree because as much as I
don't really remember Back to the Future.
Yeah.
it was not on that long, and I kind of regret putting it on the list, but I just thought it would be a fun little,
Adam.
thing. But Bobby's World, I remember
So
because
good.
it was on before Power Rangers.
Yes.
Yes.
On Fox Kids. I
Yes.
remember that.
It's almost like they have marketing
Oh.
geniuses.
Bracket fights, what are you doing to me here?
Did it break again?
No, it's just I don't like the matchup.
Okay.
It's Animaniacs
Uh-oh.
versus Gargoyles.
Oh, well, actually, but easy for me. I'm gonna
That's
go,
easy for me.
I'm gonna go
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought
Animaniacs for me.
I gotta go Gargoyles.
Thank
Gargoyles
you.
is so good.
Thank you.
But I love Animaniacs, but Gargoyles is
And no, Animaniacs was a good show. It had a lot, it really good with the skit thing. You had the geography song, which is pretty great as well.
The Prince thing.
Yeah. Hello, nurse. Also it has some good bits in there. It's just Gargoyles is just so much.
Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got Daria. I don't know
Yeah.
how many of us actually
I
watched
remember that.
Daria
I remember Daria.
versus Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
I don't think we were Daria's target audience. So
No.
So either. That's why I was like, because that falls in the Beavis and Butthead.
it was,
Yeah,
it
but
was
she-
the older cartoons.
But she was milder than Beavis and Butthead and,
Yeah, but-
and less goofy and Goof Troop. I'm gonna avoid it for Daria.
All right, I gotta go Goof.
I know, but
Gotta represent.
Wow, this side of the bracket's killing me here. All right, we got the real Ghostbusters
Mhm.
versus DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Real Ghostbusters.
Real Ghostbusters.
I gotta go Ghostbusters on this one.
That's a tough one though. Like
Yeah. I was waiting for the where's the woo at some point.
no, because I'll have to do the whole song. We're not ready for that.
No, we don't want to be demonetized.
All right, we got Cow and Chicken
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
yeah.
versus the Incredible Hulk.
I'll take the Incredible Hulk.
I'll go with the Incredible Hulk because I don't really remember either per se, but I remember the Incredible Hulk more.
See,
Yeah.
I remember Cow and Chicken more, so I'm going Cow and Chicken.
Just you're gonna make me hungry.
What came first, the cow or the chicken?
Whatever I order.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch either of these shows. I really don't know which way to vote. I feel like Cow and Chicken is more remembered than the Incredible Hulk cartoon
Oh,
series.
yeah, that's fair.
So I gotta Go cow and chicken. I'm
You're the
sorry.
one in charge of this.
I already feel like I'm getting like like cursed in people's heads here.
In the comment section.
All right, we got Dexter's Laboratory versus Tiny Toon Adventures.
Tiny Toon.
Tiny Toon
Tiny
Adventure.
Toons.
Tiny Toons. All right, I'm liking this. All right,
Now he's liking it. Now he's like,
All right, we
Now we're
got
back in the good
X-Men versus Bobby's World.
X-Men.
X-Men.
All right, sounds easy.
Both Fox shows.
Yeah, Fox killed it in the
Yeah.
animation department until WB took over.
Yeah.
A lot of shows moved because Animaniacs began on Fox,
Yep.
and then they moved over to WB. Gargoyles versus Goof Troop.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Goof Troop. Shut up, Ronnie.
I'm a sucker for Goofy.
I gotta say Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Oh God, if this ending thing is Gargoyles versus X-Men, I'm gonna really have some trouble.
And then
right.
number 3 was the fight
This
next
is
after
gonna be-
that.
This is gonna be easy. Real Ghostbusters versus Cow and Chicken.
Real
Cow and
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. We're done with that now.
All right, getting down to the nitty gritty, guys. Tiny Toon Adventures versus X-Men.
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 Go ahead, Ronnie. Be that guy.
Growing up, it was Tiny Toons for me.
Okay,
That's why.
That's
That's
fair.
great.
Yeah,
That's, totally
that's
fair.
the only reason.
I love Tiny Toons, and
Yeah.
especially now as an adult, looking back, like the beer episode,
Yeah.
like some of the things that
Yeah.
they've got away with, but like, I also look at what am I going to put on right now as an
Well,
adult.
yeah.
Like I appreciate both shows. I think they were both defining, and obviously,
Can we even find Tiny Toons? Like I don't even
think
know
so.
if it's
I don't
think
even
you
know. I
can't
wouldn't
find
even know
any
where-
Toon stuff other than
it's a shame.
Space Jam throw up in my mouth.
Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yeah.
Crap.
Crap.
I
Why
haven't done
couldn't
that
you
in a
guys
while.
just all agree? Why?
No,
this
it's
is
okay.
this is too hard. But I gotta say X-Men.
It's a tough
You're
one.
saying X-Men just to give him a
No,
between X-Men and
no,
Gargoyles.
no.
No, it's
But no, it is.
it's just it's also like a testament to both shows.
Yeah.
Like, look at just the theme songs alone, both
Yeah.
iconic. One has no words in it.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but just they invoke every single 90s emotion you
Yeah.
can possibly have.
All right, we got Gargoyles versus the real Ghostbusters.
Gargoyles.
I actually,
Gargoyles.
I was going to go I thought,
Taking the Ghostbusters franchise out of it, like the live action movies and all that. I love the real Ghostbusters show, but I watched every single episode of Gargoyles. It was dark. It was something it made us feel more mature
Yep.
as children. Like,
yeah.
the first episode, he talks about like you pay a man enough, he'll walk barefoot through hell. Like what on a kid
Yeah.
show? This is after school. We were watching this.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually my favorite memories of it was they used to be on for an hour on like Friday and Saturday nights at like 10 o'clock on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So I always remember like that was like part of my
Mhm.
perfect Saturday night when I was like
There was a lot. Yeah, they syndicated a lot of that, and
Yeah.
also I'll strangely admit it's my first time ever shipping two characters that were not the same species. Anyway, somebody please segue away
Yeah,
from
no,
me.
so no, we'll go, as much as I love the mythos of the real Ghostbusters, how they were able to tie it into the original movie at points, how you find out that the boogeyman was the impetus for why Egon did all this stuff, which I think they should have done. But at least by the third movie, at least if not this movie, which again they're not going that way. I think it was a great, and they had the Extreme Ghostbusters with the Thanksgiving episode, which I think was amazing.
Yeah,
Gargoyles, I do think I love how they did the mythology. They threw in the Shakespeare. Like Paul was saying, made you feel like as a kid you're smarter now because you actually are being exposed to these different references and this different way of thinking about the world.
Yeah. Gargoyles is just one of those shows that just hit all the right levels. It was clearly not designed to be a kid-friendliest show. It was definitely geared toward older kids. The real Ghostbusters is, in my opinion, I think it's one of the top 80s cartoons
oh yeah,
out there. It continued a franchise that there was such a huge gap. There was a 5-year gap between Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. So a lot of kids grew up on the cartoon to the point where they changed
Oh
the
yeah,
way characters looked in the sequel of Ghostbusters. Then they added Slimer more into
Yeah.
the movie because the cartoon became so
Popular.
great. And obviously the toys. Were there Gargoyle toys?
there
were, but it
Okay.
wasn't nearly.
But the Ghostbusters toys,
Yeah.
I mean,
so good.
those were
Yeah.
over the top. But
But you had the
But
Mickey
we'll also never forget when we met Ernie Hudson and
Yeah.
he told a story about how he tried out for the role of Winston. They said he didn't sound enough like Ernie Hudson.
yeah, I know.
Which is wild.
to the point where I think it's Arsenio Hall who does the voice of
Yeah.
Winston in
It's
the
like
show.
when Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin came in third place in a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest. True story.
All right,
Yeah.
Paul, here we go. X-Men versus Gargoyles.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
No, go first.
No.
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 What do you guys say here?
Again, I didn't really watch too much of the superhero animated shows when I was a kid. So
Mhm.
based off of nostalgia, I'm going Gargoyles.
I'm gonna go with Gargoyles as well. I think if you ask me to choose, do I watch X-Men or I want to watch an episode of Gargoyles? I think I'd almost always would pick Gargoyles. I think what's a cool comparison between the two is that X-Men was all when they think it was very serialized as well as Gargoyles after a certain point. So the idea of one continuous story as opposed to, because I think a lot of the cartoon shows are very episodic.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
wasn't really a lot of continuation. So I think X-Men did a lot of that, which was great for its time.
Gargoyles too.
Gargoyles relied on a lot of that in season 2, but I felt like felt like when you see some stories like with Titania or with Macbeth, you're like, oh yeah, I kind of remember all of this stuff, and you feel like it's all part of the same story going somewhere. So as much as they both hold a near and dear place in my heart, if you ask me to choose, I think I'm gonna go with Gargoyles.
I don't want to. I'm gonna go Gargoyles as well. I love the X-Men animated show, but it's one of those shows I didn't finish as a kid.
No.
Gargoyles, I watched every single episode. Ironically, they tackle a lot of the same themes, you know, especially towards the end of Gargoyles when the Gargoyles become like public knowledge.
Yeah.
Like there's hatred. They have like a Ku Klux Klan, like
Yep.
I don't want to say parody. That's a terrible, like an adjacent kind of like hate group type thing.
Yeah.
And it got deep. It got, you know, philosophical. It really was just so good. And X-Men was also fantastic. I also love that there were banned episodes of Gargoyles that were too intense. The one where Broadway accidentally shoots Elias.
Oh yeah.
They took episodes out, and it just Gargoyles is one of those things that there's been such a push for more of it. And even though we've gotten more X-Men in some capacity, I'm going to see what 97 brings when that rolls around.
Yeah.
But for me, it's going to be Gargoyles.
Yeah, I agree. Gargoyles is just one of those. Again, I feel like as we keep going on and on, I don't know if do we want more Gargoyles, because I think it's so special in our minds of what we got.
Yeah.
Do we want to see them more than likely mess it up? Like, do we want that?
Well, I think it depends again who's doing it, because like if it's Greg Eisman, I think it's Greg Wiseman. If he's doing it, and I think he was involved with the IDW comics, like that, those are considered canon. Whereas the 3rd season of the TV show isn't really considered canon, the Goliath Chronicles. So I think as long as like Greg Wiseman's involved or somebody really close to him is involved, then to me, I'd rather see some of that. I know there's been talk about a live action version. I think
Jordan Peele was attached.
He was attached. I think somebody else now. I think he dropped and somebody else.
If they're going to do a live action, they got to get the original voice actors back if they can.
I mean,
which they can do. Like that's easy.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great nod to everything. Because again, I think, especially with the Gargoyles, I mean, if they could do a mixture of like the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for that type of puppetry and
motion capture.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think that the technology's there that it would be much better if they did a motion capture.
I sometimes feel like with the motion capture and they're doing a fully CGI character, it might work because it's mostly at night, so they probably could hide some more blemishes that way.
I mean, look at like a movie like Avatar. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get James Cameron money.
No, I get you.
But like that's where we are now.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll give Planet of the Apes then. Okay.
I'm just blown away. Disney hasn't done it yet. I mean, there's the cry for this has been so loud for so long that they still haven't done it. I'm just kind of surprised. We're getting an X-Men 97 continuation before we get Gargoyles. I'm just kind of surprised.
They'll probably see how 97 does, and then
I guess. I mean, we'll see. But all right, we got Gargoyles versus Rugrats for the winner of this side of the bracket.
Gargoyles.
I'm going Rugrats. A lot more iconic.
The fact that we just spent 25 minutes basically talking about how iconic Gargoyles is, I can't look at Rugrats the same way anymore.
I'm going with Gargoyles.
Sean's
death stare is on Sean right now.
Just remember who you're in punching range of. Remember that.
I can jump over a table.
Please know all the technology.
So think of it that way.
Get the coin.
I might want the coin, actually. I feel like I want the coin more.
Either way, it's a win. Like both shows, they're such opposite ends of the spectrum. But when it comes to the 90s, no matter what, these shows are some 90s fan is going to mention at least one of these shows. You're going to say Rugrats. We already know.
Sorry. I got to go Rugrats here.
That's why I made my peace with it first.
That was, listen, I did not watch Gargoyles as a kid. I watched it now as an adult, and it's fantastic. Rugrats was one of those shows I had to be in front of the TV for every night, 7 o'clock on Nickelodeon. It was that, and then Doug back to back. I had all the videos of Rugrats, the Hanukkah special of Rugrats, which is
Rugrats tackled a lot of issues that weren't like the Jewish stuff that they did was unheard of.
I mean, like the Russian parents of
Yeah.
the mother. I mean, even with the thick accents. I mean, you never saw that in a
No.
cartoon.
Actually, and also one of my favorite jokes of all time is after Chucky gets stuck in the horror dance,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Chucky, what happened?" The horror. And then you hear the rim shot in the background. So,
But
also
yeah.
Chucky Finster, what a
Yeah.
goat, man!
Chucky,
He's a big brave dog.
I mean, it's so good. It really is. All right. So for the overall championship of this bracket, we have Rugrats versus Batman the Animated Series.
I need to lay down.
Well, I'm going with Batman the Animated Series.
I'm gonna go with Batman the Animated Series also. I'm gonna do Rugrats.
I am.
They've got Reptar.
Reptar, gotta
me-
find that Reptar.
If you were like name name a show from when you were a kid, I'm sure a majority of the people our age will say Rugrats. Right? If you take a poll, you're gonna find a higher percentage for Rugrats than any other show.
Well, because we can't do that right now.
Well, actually, I mean, if you're watching us on YouTube, leave a comment down below. What would you pick if you were asked? Would you pick Rugrats or would you pick Batman?
Forgot we're on YouTube.
I think based off of that, you kind of have to go with Rugrats.
And that's
Do you have to go with Rugrats?
I think I do. I'm sorry. Again, just like Ronnie said, that was the show I watched as a child. To me, that show was more popular than Batman was. I'm literally I'm trying to remember back when I was a kid. Hear me out. First of all, we didn't go to the same school. You
No,
guys
I
went to
did.
one different school. I went to a different school. I don't recall kids talking about Batman the Animated Series when I was a kid.
Everything was Rugrats.
Everybody knew Rugrats.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about Nickelodeon. That was the thing. Honest to God, it wasn't until I became friends with you is really you got me involved into the comic book cartoons. And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't watch this.
I'm like a weird drug dealer. Got you into it, man. Give you a little taste. Come back
Listen,
for more.
I'm
Just
down
newer
for
gameplay.
discussion. I just think Rugrats is the more iconic
Yeah.
the more iconic cartoon show than Batman. That doesn't negate what Batman did. I think Batman is one of the top cartoon shows of all time, but I just think Rugrats is
That's
the
fair.
show.
That's fair.
Listen, please, as Brendan said, please, comment,
Comment down below.
comment down below. Is there a show that we kicked out ages ago that you would,
Rugrats,
say?
Rugrats all grown up.
I guarantee you there's going to be
Oh.
a ton of Simpsons.
Yeah.
I did not include Family Guy in this.
I noticed.
I'm sorry.
Well, that was too late.
It was 99.
It was not.
Technically, it started airing in
Okay,
99.
yeah.
But I couldn't.
So
couldn't do it.
Rugrats won all of it?
Yeah.
Rugrats won the whole thing.
Wow, the whole thing. I
Who would've
thought we were
thunk?
still going.
No.
Wow. So yeah,
He's
you really
dead.
feel.
But yes, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed both parts of this, and we had a lot of fun doing it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It makes a big difference. If you guys are listening to us on any Podbean, Apple Podcasts, anything like that, make sure you like the episode. It really helps us out. If you guys want more of our content and you want to hear more of us arguing with each other, you can check out the Multiverse Fancast and MF Uncensored. You can also check out our website, themisfitfaction.com. Also, we're on every bit of social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Just type in the Multiverse Fancast, Cinematic Adventures, or the Misfit Faction. Odds are you'll find some of our stuff. But I think that is going to wrap us up finally for today. As always, I'm Paul.
I'm Sean, and he's pissed off.
I'm not. Somebody go next.
I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Brendan.
And we'll see you guys next time.
He's so bitter.
See you.